Abbott of Texas said today he started sending busloads of migrants to New York in an effort to share responsibility with other states. Does the White House have a reaction to that?
So, it's the latest stunt from the governor, another stunt of busing desperate migrants across the country, and he's using them as a political as a political ploy. I mean, this is what he's been doing, and it's shameful. And I've said this before. I was asked this last week, and it's costing the state of Texas $1.5 million. That's what this game that he's doing, that he's playing, is costing Texans, $1.5 million.
This is a real crisis, and I don't know why people are trying to downplay this crisis of almost 100 new arrivals a day. All of those border states that are not doing what we're doing, they need to do a better job.
They're up in arms about a few thousand people coming into their communities over the past few months. Listen, in any one sector in the state of Texas, we have more than 5,000 people come across that sector every single day.
Earlier about Governor Abbott's actions, you called it a stunt, but what kind of support is the administration offering cities who are receiving these migrants? There was a report the Secretary of Defense denied the Mayor of D.C.'s request for support from the National Guard. So what kind of support is the administration offering, and if you're not, why not?
We would refer you to the Department of Defense specifically, which makes the decision on the question of the National Guard as it relates to D.C., the mayor of D.C. FEMA's providing support, including through grant funding, so we are helping in that regard. We have had constructive conversations with Mayor Bowser and her team, with leaders.
And then is anyone from the administration talking to Governor Abbott or his office? Are there any kind of conversation?
I don't have any calls to read out to you. Besides what else I just said at the beginning of the original question.
Listen, we're full in the state of Texas. Our communities are overrun. And I started busing people to Washington, D.C. when local officials could not handle the number of people that had come across our border.
I can't say it any more clearly of what it means for Washington, D.C. to be a sanctuary city, and we need the federal government to be involved. So I've asked for the deployment of the Guard, as long as we need the Guard to deal with the humanitarian crisis that we expect to escalate. The number of people crossing the border seeking asylum, we expect to only go up.
The Texas governor invited us to the border. What the Texas governor should do is invite those who were trying to find housing in his state to give them housing instead of sending them here.
The subject that Tyler asked about yesterday, the DHS IG. During his campaign in 2020, the president said that he would not fire inspectors general as his predecessor had, because the job of inspectors general is to keep the government honest. How does an inspector general who tells his staff to not recover deleted text messages that could help in a congressional investigation, does not notify Congress that there are missing text messages as he's required to by law, etc.? How does that keep the government honest?
So we're looking at the facts and the situation. It is being investigated. So that is...
Great. Is the strong jobs report today enough for the White House to say that there won't be a recession on the horizon?
I'll say this, the strong labor market is what we're looking at, right? That tells us, because of the strong labor market and that being in one of the many economic indicators, shows us that we are not in a recession, that we are in a transition.
At one point you said that recession was not inevitable. Is the White House now ready to say a recession won't happen?
And that indicator tells us a lot about the trajectory of the economy. It does not show that we're in a recession. And I'm not just me, not just folks in the White House are saying this. You're hearing this also from economists.
Last night, Senator Graham tweeted what he called a word of advice to Democrats who support the Inflation Reduction Act. He said, if you expect the CR to deliver a political payoff with 60 votes, you might want to rethink. Is the president at all concerned that getting this reconciliation deal through will cause Republicans to retaliate when it comes time for budgeting for 2023, for instance, by shutting down the government?
What the president cares about is anti-inflation. Look, this is the question that Republicans need to answer. This is what you should ask them. Why is it that they are willing to not fight or not support a bill that's going to help the American people? I mean, it is just shameful to see what is happening.